Welcome to this Five Senses meditation. This meditation is an opportunity for you to take a pause in your day, a chance to refocus, a chance to ground, and a chance to move away from our habitual ways of thinking and to drop down into another way of knowing, connecting to our experience through the five senses. I'll invite you to adopt your posture now for meditation. A posture that denotes a sense of awakeness, a sense of presence, but also a sense of ease and comfort. Once you've adopted your position, I'll invite you to take 2 or 3 intentional deep breaths. So breathing in as fully and deeply as feels comfortable. Holding that breath for a moment before releasing fully out through your mouth. And once again, taking another deep in-breath. And with this out-breath, allowing the weight of your body to sink a little bit further into the surface that's holding you. And with the next out-breath, once again, allowing the weight of your body to drop, settling into the seat. And the first sense we're going to engage with is the eyes. And inviting you now to look around your environment, noticing what is available to you, to your eyes in this moment. And as best we can, not naming what we see, just noticing shapes, colours, patterns. And we're not trying to look for anything in particular, we're just noticing what is available to us already. Without labelling or judging whether we like it or we don't like it. Just noticing what is around us in our environment. And if our mind wanders off into thinking, we know that this is okay. If we have a mind, it will wander off and it will think. We can just gently and kindly escort our attention back to where we'd intended it to be, which in this moment is seeing. Seeing what's available to us in this moment in our environment. And now I'll invite you to close your eyes if this feels comfortable. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, then maybe lowering your gaze to a neutral point on the floor. And I'll ask you to move your focus now to hearing. So we're moving our attention away from seeing and we're moving our attention onto hearing and sounds. Noticing what sounds are available to us in this present moment. We don't need to go looking for sounds. Allowing the sounds to come to us and to leave. And as best we can, we don't name or label these sounds. We notice them as objects in our experience. Maybe noticing the volume, the tone, the length, the duration of the sounds, or the location of the sounds. They might be outside of the room we're in, They might be inside of the room that we're in. They may even be inside our body. And knowing the only job that we have to do in this moment is to notice sounds coming and going, without judgment, without naming. And once again, if our mind goes wandering off into thinking, we know this isn't a mistake. If we have a mind, that's what it will do. We just notice where our mind's gone and we gently and kindly bring it back to where we'd intended it to be, which is noticing sounds. And I'll invite you now to move your attention to the next sense, which is touch. Noticing which parts of our body is touching another surface. Maybe we can feel our feet on the floor. Maybe our bottom and our back is leant against something. And just sensing into these feelings. Maybe there is some pressure. There might be a sense of ease. Maybe we can notice where our hands are touching our body. We might be able to get a sense of the temperature, where one part of our body is touching something else. And we might even have thoughts or emotions attached to these feelings of touch. And when we notice that, we know that that's just our mind wandering again. And we can come back to this present moment right here, right now. Sensing our feet on the ground. Sensing our hands touching another part of our body. And just noticing without naming or judging. And inviting you now to move away from the sensation of touch and moving into the sense of taste. So we can bring our focus and our attention to inside of our mouth. Noticing any remnants of food, the flavour that may have been left behind. Maybe noticing the last drink that we drank. And even if it isn't immediately obvious, it might be a very subtle taste. Our mind can often go into judgment that we're not doing something right. And there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is our experience. So just noticing the taste in our mouth. And this may be very, very subtle. And there may not be any taste at all. And just noticing this, how it is to not have taste. And again, if our mind goes wandering off into right and wrong, liking, not liking, we know that this is just what our minds do and it's okay. And we can bring our focus back to connecting with our experience through taste. And inviting you now in your own time to move your focus away from taste and focusing on the sensation of smell. So moving our attention firmly to our nose and our nostrils. And we're just checking in. We're seeing if there are any smells available. And as best we can, not to name or judge. And there might be a strong sense of smell around, there might be something very subtle, or may not be any particular smell at all. We're just noticing what is or isn't there, bringing this mindful awareness to our experience in the here and now through the sense of smell. And sooner or later, once we've engaged with our nostrils in this way, we'll notice the in-breath coming in through our nose. And asking you now for the final stage of this meditation to connect fully with the breath as it comes in through your nose or your mouth. And following the journey of the in-breath as it travels into your body. And then noticing the breath as it leaves our body. So bringing our full focus and attention on our breathing now. And we don't need to change our breath in any way. We don't need to moderate it. Our breath's been breathing itself our whole lives. Our job here is just to be the observer of our breath, bringing curiosity to each in-breath and each out-breath. Allowing your focus and your attention to follow the full flow of each breath. Observing the full cycle of our breathing. You may like to imagine it's like the wave on a shore. So bringing our attention and our focus to this present moment by connecting with our breath. And maybe checking in with ourselves now and asking the question, how are things for me in this moment? And knowing that however you're feeling, any benefits that you've gained from this meditation, you can take with you forward to the rest of your day. And knowing that in the future, we can always connect back to any of our senses at any time.